Imagine a man so charming, so persuasive, that even after being accused of countless brutal murders, women across the country still sent him love letters. A man so diabolically cunning that he escaped prison not once, but twice. Who was Ted Bundy really? And how did he manage to hide a monster behind such a friendly smile? Tonight, we unravel the story of one of America's most horrifying killers. This isn't just a tale of a serial murderer. It's a story about how evil can sometimes look like your next-door neighbor. Ted Bundy wasn't the typical image of a serial killer. He was attractive, educated, and polite, someone you'd never suspect. And that's what makes this story terrifying. Think about it. How often do we assume danger has a certain look? But underneath that charm lurked a predator with a dark obsession. Ted used his good looks and intelligence to lure young women into his web of deceit. Often, he would fake an injury, hobbling on crutches or wearing a cast, asking for help loading something into his car. Who wouldn't stop to help? Let's pause for a second. What would you do if you saw someone like Ted struggling to carry something? Be honest, you'd probably help, right? And that's exactly what made him so dangerous. His victims didn't realize the danger until it was too late. What they didn't know was that Bundy's car had a secret, a deadly secret. Bundy's weapon of choice wasn't a knife or a gun, it was his car. His innocent-looking Volkswagen Beetle became a portable torture chamber. The passenger seat? Completely removed. Once inside, victims were trapped. By the time police pieced this together, he had already claimed the lives of dozens of women. But the authorities didn't have enough evidence to connect the dots. Ted Bundy's killing spree went unnoticed for far too long. You won't believe what happened next. Despite all the clues, Bundy's capture was still years away. Finally, in 1975, Bundy's reign of terror seemed to come to an end. He was pulled over for a traffic violation, but officers found suspicious tools in his car: crowbars, handcuffs, and even masks. It was the breakthrough everyone had been waiting for. Ted Bundy was arrested, and his trial became a national sensation. But wait, let me ask you something. Do you think this is where the story ends? Think again. Bundy, with his charm and wit, convinced many people he was innocent. He defended himself in court, smiling, charming the jury, even flirting with women in the courtroom. At this point, it almost felt like a dark game to him. Because who needs a lawyer when you've got good looks and a winning smile, right? But just when you thought Ted was cornered, he did the unthinkable. Bundy's ability to manipulate people wasn't limited to the courtroom. In 1977, while awaiting trial, he escaped from custody, not once, but twice. During his first escape, he jumped from a courthouse window and vanished into the wilderness. For days, he roamed free. When he was caught, it seemed like the nightmare was over. But Ted had other plans. Just months later, he managed to escape again, this time crawling through a hole in his prison cell ceiling. Bundy didn't just want freedom, he wanted revenge. And what he did next would become the darkest chapter of his story. After escaping prison, Bundy made his way to Florida. There, in a small college town, he unleashed one of the most brutal attacks in his murderous career. In the early hours of January 15, 1978, Bundy entered a sorority house at Florida State University and viciously attacked 4 young women, killing 2 of them. This was Ted Bundy at his most monstrous. No more charm, no more games, just pure violence. But even after this horrifying massacre, Bundy wasn't done yet. And you won't believe how close he came to escaping justice. Again. After weeks of terror, Bundy was finally captured for the last time in February 1978. His trial for the Florida murders was one of the first to be nationally televised, and America watched in shock as Bundy continued to plead his innocence, even proposing to his girlfriend in the courtroom. Because nothing says romance like a courtroom marriage proposal during a murder trial, right? But this time, justice caught up with Ted Bundy. He was convicted and sentenced to death. For over a decade, he sat on death row, still maintaining his innocence, until 1989, when the state of Florida finally executed him in the electric chair. Yet, even in death, Bundy left one final, chilling mystery. How many victims were there really? Bundy confessed to over 30 murders, but some believe the real number could be much higher. Ted Bundy wasn't just a killer. He was a symbol of how deceptive evil can be. He was the monster hiding in plain sight. The charming stranger at a party, the helpful man on the street. His story is a reminder that sometimes the people we trust the most might be the ones we should fear. But here's the scariest part. Ted Bundy is gone. But how many more like him are out there? If you found this story shocking, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is just the beginning. We've got more terrifying true crime stories coming your way. And trust me, you won't want to miss them. Share this video with someone who loves a good mystery and leave a comment below. Do you think there are more Ted Bundys out there still lurking in the shadows? Let's talk about it.